Hi everyone, happy Monday, coming at you from my mum's lovely living room in Ireland this fine Monday. And what I want to talk about today is why we shouldn't praise weight loss. So I've talked about how our weight doesn't define us, it doesn't define our health, and how we have so much more interesting shit to talk about before. So this is kind of an add-on to that. And the reason I think weight loss shouldn't be praised is, of course, because, like I said, there's more interesting things going on and it doesn't really define us. But more than that, and kind of on a more serious side to that, it can be, significant weight loss, can be a sign of poor health. So first of all, weight loss occurs very commonly when we go through times of ill health, and I mean physical ill health here. So when we're sick for a long time, and it can also be a symptom or a sign of chronic illness. So things like diabetes, weight loss is a symptom, certain types of cancer, particularly cancer of the digestive system or the GI tract. And yeah, that's not really a healthy time in our life, right? And obviously if you praise someone for looking so great when they've just come off the back of being seriously ill, it's not really a nice compliment. And I've heard, I don't know if you guys know, Michelle Elman, I've heard her talk about this. When she was seriously ill in hospital, she had to be tube fed for a long time. And when she came out of hospital, she was praised for weight loss when really she had been hospitalized for like 12 weeks. And that was not what she wanted to hear from her friends. Then we've also got the mental, emotional health side of this as well, because often weight loss or weight change in general comes at big, significant life events or changes in our lives. So like the perfect example is when women have a baby, they obviously gain weight, and that's because their body is doing its thing, growing a tiny human, and just in general being kick-ass. But the body bounces back, I hate using that word, but to some extent, and kind of can get back to normality. But it will never be 100% the same body because, hello, a human. But weight loss happens at these serious life events too. Especially, I think, when there's emotional, mental health challenges along the way. So weight loss is often noted by people who've gone through grief, losing a loved one or a close friend, or heartbreak, going through a really tough breakup, and that's completely understandable, because when you're going through these things, your nutrition, your exercise, those type of things just are not on the top of your priority list. You're just coping, trying to deal with what's happened, and that's fine. But the mental health challenges are on the more serious side of this. So, now, diagnosed mental health. So depression, anxiety, because when we're going through, if you are diagnosed with these conditions, it can be really limiting on our lives. So people who have severe anxiety, they may not feel that they can leave their house. And that obviously limits then their access to food. With depression, a lot of people know having to kind of sleep long hours, and then obviously during those times in your life, cooking and balancing meals and getting to the gym, they're just, again, not top of your priority list, and that's a-okay too. But the really serious one that I want to talk about in terms of not praising weight loss is eating disorders. Now, whether this is just a disordered pattern of eating, some kind of or some level of exercise compulsion, or what we often term a full-blown eating disorder, it doesn't matter, because all these things are characterized by behaviors and actions that aim to reduce body size. And they are, compulsive things. And when someone praises that behavior, because praising weight loss is praising the negative behavior, it just reinforces it. And people who suffer from this have said, I heard a couple of women talk who were in recovery from anorexia and bulimia, and they said that before they were diagnosed and before anyone knew that they had an eating disorder, they had already lost significant weight and were considered underweight. And they had very close friends complimenting how good they looked and, oh my God, you fit into size whatever. That's amazing. How did you do it? And you know, these people in their heads then, because their eating disorder is fucking loving it, are saying, okay, I have to keep on doing this. I need to lose more weight because then my body will look the best. It will be more worthy. People will praise me. All this type of thing. So praising weight loss when someone has some kind of eating or exercise disorder or compulsion, it feeds that. Really, what we need to be saying if we have close friends or family members who are dropping significant amounts of weight is, hey, you've lost a lot of weight. Is everything okay? Are you having trouble with anything? Do you need some help? Because if that was the response rather than automatic praise, then maybe we wouldn't have such a long period of time from when disordered eating starts to when people actually get treatment for eating disorders. Because at the moment, the scale for that in the UK is about 3 years. So 3 years of really disordered pattern of eating, disordered body image, body dissatisfaction, body dysmorphia sometimes. 3 years of that is very difficult to come back from, and it has a huge negative impact on health, both physical and mental. So praising weight loss in any of these situations is not helpful. It doesn't help anyone, whether they are actually sick or not doing so well. You know, praising their weight shouldn't, you know, help them feel better. Why not, you know, just say, oh, like, how are you feeling? Are you feeling better? Maybe that would be, you know, kind of more helpful. Or maybe say, you know, I know you are not doing so good. Maybe we should meet up more. Or why don't you come and stay a night with me? Or, you know, let's go do something together, catch a movie. Like, just reach out and be there. You don't have to praise the weight loss. You don't have to even mention weight. We do not need to, and we should not ever feel the need to comment on anyone else's body. Particularly their weight, you know, because it's really nobody's business. I mean, just know. Can we stop? Okay, thanks. See ya.